Well, hello again. Here we are back out in the field. It's been a couple of weeks for me. Brian was out last week, I couldn't make it, but he had some good contacts, some good DX contacts, and the weather isn't too bad. It's about 14 degrees, so I'm not going to attempt to operate outside. I probably could, in fairness, but I'm set up in the car. The weather forecast is somewhat mixed. BBC weather forecast is saying one thing, and the Met Office is saying another, so I'm hedging my bets. If it rains, then the aerial gets wet and none of the equipment, or me, does. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And of course we're out in the field. There, as always, is the band hopper and our friendly horse. Must learn the name of that horse one day. And Brian is setting up the slide winder as we speak. And he's going to try putting 8 radials on today and seeing what happens. We've got a rather loud robin over to my left, but there you are. And there's his setup. As I'm operating from the car, the ground is rather damp, so I'm operating from the car, so Brian's using my ground sheet, which will just keep his tootsies dry while he's operating. So we're looking forward to having 2 or 3 hours of good radio. It's somewhat long, it's 40 metres at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see just how well it does. I've been listening to a couple of German stations over 5 and 9, but we shall wait and see. But as usual, glorious place to be. It's somewhat grayer, but you never know, this might be the last chance we get. And summer is officially over and we're into autumn, so yeah, we're still going to call this the last of the summer wine, I think. So here's the setup, just in the car with the RG01. I've got my pad down here, I've also got my keyboard, and I've got something just to sit on my lap, and that'll act as a little desk, and I've got my cup of tea, and I'm pretty much all ready to go. So we'll see how we do, and hopefully we'll get a few good contacts. So a successful outing. Had a really good morning on 40 metres, and my battery has finally failed. I haven't charged it for a couple of months, so it's done pretty well. So I'm not complaining at all. Here's Brian's setup with the 8 radials, as I said before, and he's been doing all right on 20 metres, so that's great, and he's still operating. His battery is still fine. Yeah, it's my own fault for not charging it very much, I guess. But what a really lovely final summer outing, if you can have such a thing. It's still a reasonable temperature. I'm really quite surprised at just how pleasant it is. And the band hopper, as always, done great service. The Mission RG01 has been up to its usual standard. I've had loads of really good reports. UK based. I've had one contact into Belgium right at the start before the band shifted. Been into Northern Ireland, Scotland, and pretty much the whole of the UK one way or another. And it's just been great. It's just been nice. So if this is the last of the summer wine, roll on the next time we're here, regardless of what time of year it is. It's going to become slightly less clement, I guess, as we go further into the year. But when we can, we'll be here playing radio. And it's been okay operating from the car. It's been very comfortable. Everything fits nicely, and I was able to get a comfortable position. And one I'll be able to operate CW from next time. I I just experimented a bit with how I set things up, and it worked perfectly well. So we shall see how we do next time, but it does mean I can be in the car. If it starts to rain, the antenna can handle that, a bit of rain, as can the mast, and everything can be thrown into the car at the end and dried out when I get home. So if it does start to rain while I'm sat in the car, who cares? As long as I don't get wet, that's fine. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks as always for watching. Until the next time, cheerio.